I want to love you the same way the moon loves the sun. Day in and day out, through the times and the seasons, even in the moments where you give me no reason. I want to love you when you grow old and you develop that bag under your eye and you start believing my lies. Our love story will be a story told throughout the ages, a story of how a fierce, fiery Tumbuka phenomenon became the centerpiece of my space.
Last night I got a little drunk. I promised that I wouldn't call your phone. Man, I've been having such a week. I'm on my knees, I feel so weak. I need some.
It was an opportunity to express myself in a way that I always have wanted to, in a space that's not confined.
Very interesting how like poetry has moved from where it was then. We could have like 10 people at a show, like 20 people. Now we have like 300, over 300. I think it was around 400. That's a lot of people to have at a poetry show. And then
10 years ago, I think to have a show like this and have all this amount of people come through just for a poetry show was basically impossible, you know, to be honest. But over time, people are paying more attention to it. People are starting to respect it more.
It's like a cocktail. It's like taking what you like and what you like and what you like and putting it in one place and just enjoying it. So it was beautiful. It was wonderful.
Marumbo with his poetry, George with his African music, remind me of Lion King, background music, and Kelvin. I was shocked. But yeah, and Linga Wine.
Greetings guys, this is Marumbo Sichinga, Marumbo the Poet, and we just wrapped up Speak Out Slam. It's been an amazing, amazing experience.
What's up, guys? Are you guys all right? Yeah, you guys look better when you smile, so please smile. Yeah, that's it.
To be honest, when it comes to the changes that I've seen in poetry in Malawi, it's growing a lot, actually. It is. 10 years ago, I think to have a show like this and have all this amount of people come through just for a poetry show was basically impossible, you know, to be honest. But over time, people are paying more attention to it. People are starting to respect it more. And right now, a poet is not just someone who comes in between singers. You know, poets are now having their own platform, and people are actually listening. You know, so it's growing, and yeah, I'm in love with the growth.
Brothers, are you here? We're here? So, do you know that moment when you like a girl so badly and then she's like, yeah, but I look at you as a brother? What does that even mean?
Marumbo is someone that inspires me a lot. He's someone that dares to dream and is always pushing to break the boundaries, you know, to be honest. So to honestly come up with such a show and have this amount of people coming is quite amazing, to be honest. And everything, even behind the scenes, you could see the passion, you could see what he wanted to have, what he wanted to see on the show. And at first I wasn't quite sure of the audience, of how it was going to respond. But to be honest, it was actually one of the most amazing audiences that I've been a part of, or rather that I've witnessed as an artist, you know. It's one of the most amazing audiences, to be honest. It responded quite well. People were actually attentive. They were listening to everything that was being said or being performed rather. So yeah, all in all, it was a lot of fun, to be honest, to be part of this.
I am sick and tired. Disgusted by your claims that all guys are the same. I mean, just because you let that all those boys break you, then we all have to take the blame. Never took your time to know him, but claim your heart was already pumping for him. Whoa. Was it his fat pockets? Or maybe his looks that had you going crazy over him? You kept talking about Prince Charming, only to fall right into the arms of Prince Harming. I was the guy, you tell everything. I will make you smile and make you feel heavenly. And then you call me brother. Who told you that
and I need more siblings. I would constantly check up on you, ask you how your day is going. Well, he is out there with other girls after lying that he's chilling with his homies. So this one has broken you as well. So you come to me right now, right after he breaks your heart, crying in my arms on my shoulder about another guy, and then calling me brother again. And you have the audacity to claim that love is blind. You are the one that is blind. Can't you see me here? Can't you see me here? Ah.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I think poetry in Malawi is doing great. I've noticed that poets have different styles, and each of these types of different styles and what poets are offering is shaping poetry in Malawi in a very unique and encouraging way. Hi, my name is McLean Mbepula. I've been performing poetry ever since I was about 12 years old. The changes that I've seen over the years, I think, is mainly growth for myself as an individual, but also growth from the poets that I have shared stages with over the past number of years, from the Living Room Poetry Club to other places across the country. I've seen us evolve, become more confident in sharing our material, in exploring different topics, and just trying to figure things out and to share those things in our own different ways.
Let's get ready to rumble! On the right side of the court is the skyscraper, and on the left side of the court is the underdog. The boxer stepped into the ring. He looked upon his opponent and damn near forgot everything. Big guy, built, 300 pounds, almost 7 foot tall, skyscraper, making him look small. No matter, because he remembered in history you had Goliath and Drago, but you also had David and Rocky. So jab, 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 and this monster jabbed him in the eye. Lost his footing, back flat, eyes up to the sky. The bulldozer coming back to keep him down, trying to get back up. His self-belief saying, nigga, you a lie. Stumbling back up to his feet, and the jabs keep coming like they're on repeat. Gloves to his face, trying to keep a steady pace that lets him stall until a halftime so that maybe, just maybe, he can recalibrate. Lose? He hopes it's not his fate. His thoughts tell him he's going to lose. He battles those with the punches and booze. Eyelid cut, blood is on the ooze. But no matter, he gets to punching and jabbing, one for the underdog, one for my kin, one for those who battle the world, and one for the doubts within. One for the demon who tries to hold him down, and one for the enemy who thinks he's a clown. Jab, 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 jabbed him in the head, keeping going, it's victory or he's dead. See, his breed doesn't do half. His breed goes all the way. See, his breed doesn't give up. They get up every day. His breed knows there's no in between. You come fresh, but no one gets out pristine. His breed knows you keep going. There's nothing in its stead. You keep jabbing and jabbing, jabbing and jabbing, jabbing and jabbing until you win or you're dead. Thank you.
Hello, Eve. Don't I look like your Adam at first sight? Do you see the glory in my face that just might be the light in your life when the universe is dark? Can I be the spark in your heart? Hello, Eve.
You're not fooling anybody with those beautiful eyes. I know of your sins, but it's too late now. You beautiful dolphin, I am part of your fins.
All right, so my name is Alex Chiwaya. I'm a poet. I was performing with Maru right over here. It was a bloodbath up in there. It was a very amazing show and really loved it. And it's very interesting how like poetry has moved from where it was then. We could have like 10 people at a show, like 20 people. Now we have like 300, over 300. I think it was around 400. That's a lot of people to have at a poetry show. And everybody was quiet, which means that it was a beautiful set and we loved it. And then we love how Malawians are beginning to support art, beginning to support poets. And, you know, like you saw the amazing, like, you know, painters that were here and with a lot of interesting stuff that was here.
Everything I know is wrong. Now imagine the realization that my favorite artist did not write my favorite songs, the humanity. But I will let this one go, because after all, everything is vanity. But regardless, I am bitter and mad. I am raging, but my face doesn't show that I'm sad. I'm sad because you've always told me lies. I'm sad because my whole existence has always been fictional, like Lord of the Flies. I mean, you told me the world was my oyster. What a fairy tale. So today, I choose to not believe in your bedtime stories anymore. So fare thee well. I just need you to teach me the truth. That education isn't the key to success. That love is a cruel mistress. That your friends will disappear when you're in stress. And that you're actually alone in this universe. So there is no we. That is just an illusion. And usually just pawns in somebody else's vision. I just need you to teach me the truth. Because in truth, everyone is expendable. Yes, we are all replaceable, and there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Because darkness is part of the cycle, and evil is always inevitable. I just need you to teach me the truth. That love is pain, that life is more loss than gain, that some people are just vain, that there might be cancer in my veins, and that sometimes it just doesn't rain. I just need you to teach me the truth. That you just don't get when you give, when you pray. You don't always receive, and you just don't have it because you believe. I just need you to teach me the truth. That people do not always share, that some people will find irritation in the beauty of a snare, and that sometimes parents just don't care. I just need you to teach me the truth. That there is no Santa, oranges do not make Fanta, Jesus had a father, or maybe not. Just don't lie to me. Because if religion is the answer, then why do I still feel so hollow? Who really decides what's moral? Why is the path to heaven so narrow? I just need you to teach me the truth. Because I'm a student of life. I can handle one more strife, but if you lie to me, I will never know. I will never grow, and therefore I will always fall. So teach me the truth. Because everything I know is wrong.
Listen. If you want to be a poet, you do not just show up with your rhymes and your rhythm and your patterned breathing. You do not just pick up your pen and anyhow throw together words and hope they make sense. Or do not, because the confusion can be poetic. You do not just take to the stage and grab that mic and regurgitate a once upon a time. If you want to be a poet, you become a poet. So hi, my name is Phindu Zaie Banda. I am a spoken word poet. I started writing in 2014, and basically I write about feminism and what it's like to be in your body and to love yourself. This experience with Marumbo and all the other poets has just been amazing because it was an opportunity to express myself in a way that I always have wanted to, in a space that's not confined, in a space that's limitless, and that's something that every poet should get to experience. So Marumbo has done the things, it's been amazing, and looking forward to the future, basically. The girl in me often finds herself stuck between a rock and a hard place. The rock is my nanny telling me to take off my panties and lie on her bed so she can show me how I will please my husband one day. Everyone is home. The hard place is the garden boy asking me to sit next to him as he watches pornography and touches himself where he shouldn't. No one is home. The girl in me hardly ever finds spaces big enough to breathe in. At 10, she folded herself into the closet, hoping she could stop breathing long enough to disappear. She did not. everyone was home. At 12, she tore herself apart in front of the mirror, wishing she could just disappear. She did not. No one was home. The girl is 9. The woman in me often finds herself stuck between a rock and a hard place. The rock is one of my uncles telling his friends that my body is ripe. I know he knows I can hear him. Everyone is home. The hard place is one of my aunties asking Ngati ndina koka. Yet again, I do not want to talk about my vagina. No one is home. The woman in me hardly ever finds spaces big enough to exist in. At 1 in the morning, she soaks in holy water to cleanse her skin of every man who has ever touched her. The water turns red. Everyone is home. At 3 in the afternoon, she lights a fire and burns the proof of her existence. Prior to this moment, no one is home, but the smoke finally allows her to breathe. The woman in me is sick and tired of the bullshit that comes with being a woman. She has tried to flee and failed. She will stay and fight. She is a warrior. The woman in me refuses to shut up about my pain and act like nothing happened. She has a voice. She will speak. The woman in me has lived enough of her life in fear to know that courage does not come easily. Sometimes it doesn't come at all, but there's a little girl inside counting on her to tell our truth, and maybe, just maybe, make sure it doesn't happen to another one. If we don't save them, who will? So the woman in me decides to be brave. She has to be. The woman in me is angry. She is broken. She is hurting, but she is strong. The woman in me is strong, so strong, and she will stand and speak. The floor is no place for beings like me. She will speak. She is strong, and someday the girl will be just as strong. Thank you.
I've been very blessed over the last probably more than 5 years that the wine somehow has blended very much with creative young people. To come on to tonight, it was good for us as Linga Wine to be able to expose the wine to some of the people here. It was nice for the function also to have the Linga Wine. We find the relaxing and the creative juices flow when Linga Wine is there. But this occasion tonight has been really special. One lady described it as an out-of-body experience. Other people have said this was something really, really special. It's not the kind of show you go to this month, next month. This is something that happened and may not happen again. I hope it does, but I think somehow the economic and the political and the other pressures of Malawi, and in a sense almost the despair sometimes, brings something so creative out in some people. And today we have heard absolutely brilliant poets and musicians expose themselves, expose their vulnerabilities, and give us an experience that I think all of us have really been deeply moved by. And I think we'll look back, people will look back on the Speak Out Slam and say, do you remember, were you there? Maybe even 40 years ago, 40 years later, some of you say, I was there. And that's my feeling about it.
At this event, I was exhibiting a painting and some of my animations. I've been working on a set of animations with my friend Alinafe. She's a writer, so we're turning that into a book. Hearing poetry in connection to artwork, in connection to music, just in the same space was a very inspiring space for me. And also hearing what people had to say about my art pieces was interesting, the interpretations. But overall, I'm very proud of Marumbo. I've heard his work for a while, and he's definitely doing great things.
For me, art in Malawi still has such a huge space to fill, and it's not doing enough yet because it doesn't have the exposure that it should have. I feel like there is need for the art community to come out more and present what they have to Malawi. So I think, but gradually we'll get there. Hopefully with shows like this, with artists like Marumbo who actually bring in everyone together, things will gradually become to a point whereby people know names in the art industry.
I found a name, the rose of the tongue, sweeter than honey. Oh, honey, they should have told you not to fall in love with one that dreams while he's awake. 'Cause he ain't done too much living. Well, he don't know what's truly to come. But if there's one thing I should do before I die, I will hold you in my arms. Oh, if there's one thing I should do before I die, I will hold you in my arms. Well, I don't know much about the angels or the men that fall for them, but I know enough of fire and ice and the lies that men might tell. So I'll tell you something that no other man has ever uttered in your sheets. Oh, if there's one thing I should do before I die, I will hold you in my arms. Oh, if there's one thing I should do before I die, I will hold you in my arms.
Stay. So won't you stay? And they say love is clear to see. So darling, stay. Thank you for saving yourselves from that horrendous singing.
So yeah, man, I've been writing poetry for over 6 years now, and started off writing for my uni poetry and story writers club. But I feel like I've been blessed and lucky in that I came at an era where it's cool to be a poet now. So poetry has since risen in the ranks of how people accept and receive poetry. Poetry is now being given a platform. People listen to more poets, they know more poets, and I'm just excited to see what's happening. Tonight, my expectations were very low, but the turnout was amazing. The turnout was great. People listened. One of our worries as poets is that people just don't sit and listen to what you're saying. And so the amazing thing for me was to hear poets recite their poetry and the people listen. And people got different acts, different versions of what poetry looks like, and they enjoyed all the variations. So I'm really excited to see what the next few years have for poetry. And I feel like we're at the stepping stone, just at the foundation, at the breaking point of what the potential of what poetry could be in Malawi.
My Irish white friend who spent some time in Burundi tells me that his French-speaking white friend tells him that he speaks French like a black man after coming off the phone. He tells me that it's a compliment. The other person just didn't know it, and that now he is as cool as a white man can be, but till this day I don't know what to do with this memory. When I was 8 and a little bit more adventurous than my then 6-year-old sister, I, on my tippy toes, trying to stay afloat on the shallow end of the big pool, and her, being wiser than I, opted for the kiddie pool. But as soon as her black skin touched the clear chlorine waters, the Indian parents gestured to the black nannies to pull the brown kids out of the pool. My little sister, confused and unassuming, went from black father to black nannies to brown kids. My father looked at her, smiled, and told her not to worry. Just more water for her to play with. I don't remember much of my childhood, but to this day, I don't know what to do with this memory. About a year ago, I attended a party at my colored friend's house, full of white people and coloreds, and I, one of the few black persons there, with the coloreds speaking and acting like they were closer to their God, because you know they were. I got a lecture from a white Greek girl whose parents have lived in this country long enough for them to consider themselves Malawian but never black. She said to me, maybe, just maybe, quite frankly, I am insecure about being black. I usually have quick responses to all the words that are thrown my way, but till this day I don't know how to respond to that. What do you do when your voice isn't enough of a shield for them to not see your color or at least ascribe it to you? What do you do when you aren't young enough not to be taught hate, not to be taught that the color of some skins is a curse to be avoided, and if it boils down to it, to be hated? What do you say when you're taught how to feel, how to react about who you are, what you are, how you ought to think because of who you are? Smile. Bite the bullet. Act like your presence isn't a crayon reminding us that we aren't colorblind and that we shouldn't be. You remain ever so cocky, pointing out that the racially driven jokes only stem from the fact that a group of people believe that they are better solely based on the color of their skin. And these days, it's not enough what you make. You can't make enough not to be considered the thief in the room. That the reason you have nice shoes on is that you got them from the flea market. Or that the reason you're at this party is because you are the son of the help. Remember that a rich nigga, an educated nigga, a house nigga is still... like the coloreds in the room aren't proof that this hate and superiority complex is a fallacy. Like the white boy who's hitting on the prettiest girl in the room who just happens to be black isn't a sign that horny knows no boundaries, even though it might not decide to love, because it's been taught otherwise. Like the black boy who is hitting on the white girl in the room who isn't as pretty but has a good heart, isn't looking for financial freedom. I pray we free ourselves from the notion that we have to be colorblind. I pray that we find a common bond on the color of our blood, that common bead of life that flows through all of us. You don't have to be colorblind to know that love is a color. Thank you. I'd like to thank you once again for coming out. This is my last poem. It's not that sad. It's not that sad. Kelvin Sings gonna come on and then we're gonna chat and mingle. This last poem is for her. I want to love you the same way the moon loves the sun. Day in and day out, through the times and the seasons, even in the moments where you give me no reason. I want to love you when you grow old and you develop that bag under your eye and you start believing my lies. Our love story will be a story told throughout the ages, a story of how a fierce, fiery Tumbuka phenomenon became the centerpiece of my space. My friend David, who's standing in the back, recently told me that my face seems to be glowing since I met you. I told him it was probably because I was reflecting your beauty, mimicking the moon as it reflects the sun. Or maybe it's because I get nervous around you and I sweat a lot. Or maybe it's because I am the moon to your shine. I am what the priest used to predict the falling of the rain, the love tears from the gods that water the earth to bring about life. You see, loving you will be nothing short of a rain dance. I want to know the heights with which I can love you. Like Egyptians building pyramids to worship the sun, you are a goddess and I am a son of a sun. So our love story must have been written in the stars by the very hand of God. I want to love you the same way a wish loves a shooting star. I am no genie in the bottle, and the night sky usually has an array of stars so that you never have to run out of wishes. I swear, I must have cursed Cupid the first time that I saw you for all the times that he shot me with his arrow when I was looking for love in the wrong places. I made a mess of love. To be fair, love is like the room of a 14-year-old who doesn't have anything in his place, but if you ask him, he will tell you that he knows exactly where everything is. I made a mess of love, but if you had asked me, I would have told you that I know exactly where everything is. To be fair, love isn't always tidy. And so I kept my hair uncombed throughout the months of January and February. Even though I looked unbathed, I kept it so as a token of my love for you. And your love drove me to a desert, and I lived off the sweet honeyness of the voice notes that you sent me and the locust swarm of the pictures that we took in my phone, and the nickname of myself John because I am a Baptist after all, and you are like the river Jordan, so I came to you to plunge myself beneath the flood of your care so that I could learn to die to myself and then learn to love you again. I want to love you the same way hair food loves nappy hair. In a nurturing and caring kind of way. So that maybe your nappy hair can grow into a dreadlock and we can break the deadlock of loving badly. I badly want to love you even when you decide to cut that dreadlock and go bold. I want to be bold enough to love you then. I want to be bold enough to love you the same way a mother loves a child. Just for the record, my mother likes you, and if you know anything about her, she doesn't like everyone. Studies show that 97.3% of all females are crazy. Studies, not me. And they have at least 3 personalities. And so before I get down on one knee and ask you to marry me, I want you to doubt me 4 times so that I can learn to love each and every one of your 3 personalities and then learn to love you again. I want to love you the same way the watchmen like to see the dawn, the same way government officials like to see 4 on the clock, because to them it is a sign that they're going home. You are what I think about when I hear the words home. The sound of the TV left on, the soft caressing of the carpet, the drip in the sink that needs fixing, the calling of my mother in the corridor, the slamming of my little sister's door, the softness of my bed, the whistling of the leaves outside, the barking of the dogs, the sliding of the gate. You are what I think about when I hear the words home. I wanted to figure out all the ways with which I could tell you that I wanted to love you, but I felt that the English diction was not enough, so I signed up for some Swahili, Tumbuka, and Tonga classes so that I could learn them and learn how I could tell you that I wanted to love you in those languages, but still I felt that that wasn't enough, so I connived with the sun, the moon, and the stars so that every day and night you would look up and read a poem written by me that read, I want to love you, but still I felt that that wasn't enough, so I grabbed the air, so that with each breath that you take, you would inhale me and exhale love and know that I want to love you. I want to love you as abruptly as this poem ends.
Before I do it, I just want to give a big shout out to Marumbo. I'm a very big fan, and I'm pretty sure so are you guys. Not so. Yeah. My last piece is titled Kumwamba. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Architect ya zaumini wanu zovuta nkumveita ati ndinu protect mfumu yokayo yobanda success mumati imilira pamene njerekezi yakufuna rizenga milandu loya wama loya ndinu tata nalenga mesi painu yosangamake God of love ndisikuti ndiwozikonda kumali benzake konandikwado kumutamanda ulengu pite kumwamba kumwamba linalinda nipopanda popanda ejisombo change Yehova ndinu nangula Yehova ndinu nangula moyo ndinu nangula moyo ndinu nangula listen mulungu wanga sansewela ndikocha mandikonza ndikala kwita kuwala mundima jimozi mos pamaso pake palibecho bisika ndimpunzitiwa opunzita mwini wache wazuzizwita batapananja zose mapanga ndiombera manja imbera baba singanga wanga ndimaombeza kwaye ombeza kwaye akwanilita zonga lonjeza kwaye God of love ndisikuti ndiwozikonda kumali benzake konandikwalo kumutamanda ule mupite kumwamba linalinga nipopanda popanda ejisombo chake Yehova ndinu nangula Yehova ndinu nangula moyo ndinu nangula. Now this last part I just want you guys just help me clap for this. Yeah, let's go there, go like that. Yeah, that's it. Azibamba ngoma zilile azimayomba ni manja tieni tumulambile mulengi wakala mambo one more time azibamba ngoma zilile azimayomba ni manja tieni tumulambile mulengi wakala mambo ndati azibamba ngoma zilile tieni tumulambile ule mupite kumwamba ndinalinda nikupanda popanda ejisombo change Yehova ndinu nangula Yehova ndinu nangula moyo ndinu nangula moyo ndinu nangula. Thank you.
I would love to have more events like this. I think that this country needs more events where it's people getting together, more than just, what can I say, drinks and whatnot. Poetry, it's arts. I love the showcases that people had with their paintings. It was just amazing. Chisambiro, that was just great.
Overall, this was good. I did not expect this turnout. Maru really did really good on bringing people out. I really did not expect this. And the presentation, the stage was nice, the smoking thing, everything was perfect. So yeah, I think that's what I have to say about this show. And Maru, if you're gonna see this, man, big up, bro. Respect. you're the real deal, man. You're like, I think you're probably one of the biggest names in poetry right now.
To be here was an honor. I've never been to such an event before, but I can say that it was very good. I really loved the poet, and the poems that were cited here was very, very nice, and I really loved it. So I can't really say about, I've never been to such an event before. This is my first time to experience such. Yeah, so I would say it was nice for a start. It was nice, and I would love to attend more and more events.
And I know that love is blind. So with my eyes closed, I'm trying to find you, the real you. Embedded in the depths of your soul, understand that what my eyes can't see, my heart shall feel. What my mind doesn't understand, my soul shall know, making sense of what truly is real. And I know that love is blind, but that even it can see that you and me were meant to be. So baby, if I asked you to stay, would you please? And I understand that the last man that you trusted to lead your path was a pathological liar, hell-bent on trying to use your trust as a rope to pull himself out of his misery. He came mighty close to draining the truth and life out of you, but you persevered. You came out stronger. So trust me, a drunk man seldom tells a lie, and a lie if I ever say that I'm sober, and so far, you are my choice of drink. So be my spirit. Let me drink you.